The narcissist really wants this, yet they'll never show you this. And this thing that I'm talking about, you know, it's something that you can do, but the narcissist can't. So actually where you have thought or they have made you feel insignificant and not important is actually the opposite. What they do to you is inverted. So you have to realize that you have the power, you are strong, but they make you feel insignificant and weak. If you're wondering what this is, watch this video. Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So you're probably wondering, what is this thing that I'm talking about? Don't worry guys, I'm going to tell you in the video. But you know, I have to do an intro, I have to set the scene, we have to kind of get in there. Okay, so this one thing, okay, that I'm talking about, well, it's a few things, but there's just one name for it, okay? So this thing that I'm talking about, the narcissist can't actually do this. Like, they tell you that they can, but they really can't. They can't do this one thing. And it's something that you can do. It is painful, but it is liberating and freeing, okay? But you can do this. The narcissist can't. So the thing that I'm talking about is healing, right? You can heal from the abuse that you have gone through. The narcissist can't. The thing is, right? The thing is, they would have gone through this abuse that they have done to you. They would have gone through this as a child, all right? They repeat childhood patterns. They repeat the same behaviors, the same things that their parents or caregivers have done to them. And then they repeat that onto you because they think that this is how a relationship should be. They think this is normal. Yeah, they do. They think this is normal. That's why they do it. They are aware of what they are doing. They know that what their parents and caregivers have done to them and how it's made them feel, but they do it to you. It's because they have no feeling. They don't have the understanding that actually being like this, gaslighting, manipulating, controlling someone, you know, makes them feel like this. Even though it's been done to them, even though they know what it is like, they still do it. Because that's the part that I'm talking about. They don't have awareness, self-actualization. They don't have empathy. So how can they put themselves in your shoes? All they know is that they have had this treatment, this happened to them, okay? So they think in their minds like, okay, so it's happened to me, I got through it, I'm okay, I'm going to do it to them. I'm going to do it to that person because you know what? Why should I have gone through this and I had to suffer like this? I had to experience this, yet this person doesn't. And it's a kind of hatred that they have, you know, for your happiness, for you not going through this depth of trauma. They unleash it onto you. Maybe at first in little bits, but eventually they will unleash it onto you. All right, because they want you to feel like that. They want you to experience it. Even though they know that it is hurting you, they just want you to feel it. You know what? Because that gives them power. Because you know what? Because you're giving emotional validation. It's making you feel bad. So it makes you feel something. So the narcissist reads this as, oh, that's their truth. Oh, that's what makes them tick. That's how I do this. So they do it even more. And so when you're on the floor, when you are crying, when you're feeling absolutely awful, they are not there to help you. They do it even more. And they take pleasure in doing that. That's what makes them feel powerful, because then they know that they matter to you. That makes them feel happy. That's how they know that they are significant in your life. This comes from childhood wounds, right? This comes from a deep core wound from childhood where they were made to feel insignificant by their caregiver or their parent. And what they had to do is they had to change who they are because they weren't accepted the way that they are. That's the narrative that they were made to believe. So the narcissistic child will have an emotional breakdown. And at the time, the child doesn't know that they're having a breakdown, but they do. And this polarization happens. And so what they then do is they then become a version of themselves that their parents or their caregiver wanted them to be, because that child is looking for unconditional love. That child wants that love from their parents. And regardless what their parent or their caregiver has done for them or to them, they will still love them. They will still want to please them. So they mirror their parents. Does this sound familiar? This is exactly what they do to you at the beginning of the relationship, or when they are wanting to come back, or when they're trying to hoover you. They'll do all the things that you want or you love. They know all of this. They know to reel you back in, for you to believe in them, for you to want them. They reel you in. And then once they feel comfortable, they discard. They're horrible. They're absolutely awful to you. Because there is no emotional regularity here. They can't self-soothe. They can't regulate themselves. They can't do this for themselves. How are they going to do this for you? When they don't recognize that this is a pattern, they think this is normal. They think that everybody does this. You know, if you disobey, if you don't conform, you don't do something, they think that you're doing this to them. They think that you're rejecting them. So they reject you first, which is why they cheat, which is why they're horrible to you, which is why they withdraw from you, which is why the silent treatment happens. And then they come back and then they repeat this cycle. Can you see how this goes round in a cycle? And a narcissist is aware, all right, that they make you sad, that they make you unhappy. But their need for control and validation overrides this. And it makes them really happy that you feel like this. Can you see how abusive this is? Can you see how these are childhood patterns that are being repeated into the present day? No one has ever told the narcissist as a kid that this is wrong. You know, no one has said to them, oh, you might need to go to therapy to kind of work this out. No one said that. So if you think about how many years this has been going on for, it's an inborn conditioned response. So this is why it's very difficult, you know, for narcissists to ever even really go into therapy to try and work this out. They don't know that this is happening. And can you imagine someone telling them, oh, you know, your childhood was abusive. Your parents were like this to you, you know? That will shatter their world. That whole kind of barriers that they have built up, this whole alter ego that they have built up over the years and try to protect themselves. You try and bring that down. It's near enough impossible. It is impossible. It won't be done because they're not self-actualized. They'll continue to do this. So you trying to make this relationship work, you know, with unconditional love doesn't work. Even unconditional love will not cure this. I don't really think anything can. And that's just my opinion. That is my opinion. There is conflicting advice out there, and that's fine. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and I respect that. But you see, I don't think that there is a way forward from this. And that's why, you know, narcissists and healing, I don't really think that is possible. It may be on a more superficial level, but real work that needs to be done to help this individual, you know, recover from this trauma that they have gone through and stop repeating these patterns, these abusive patterns on other people. Well, I think that it's something that needs a different approach, but it's not one that we have found yet. So the healing really is down to you. It's down to you to remove yourself from this situation and really understand that actually you have the capability, you have the capacity to be able to move forward from this. Okay, to be able to learn what this is, understand this from a different perspective and move forward from this. The narcissist will stay stuck in these patterns. They're not going to move forward from this. They've done this to you. They're going to do it to the next person. They've done it to the people before you as well. And they will continue to do this because it gives them the validation, and they kind of like justify it in their own minds that actually, you know what, it's okay to do this, it's fine. So that's why there is no urgency for change. They don't recognize that they need to change, but you do. You know You understand, you learn about yourself that you have these triggers, you have these inborn needs, okay, that haven't been met. What do you do? How do you move forward from this? You know, you can self-soothe. You are self-actualized enough to be able to understand what is going on and move forward from this. Yes, it is a journey. It's not a quick fix overnight. And yes, it can be painful. But you move through this. The narcissist stays stuck in these patterns of being, and that is them. That's done. You know, like from when they were a child, they have learned this. They have been conditioned into thinking this. Now as an adult, this hasn't been corrected. No one said, you know, like this is wrong. So they do the same thing. And it's the same thing over and over again. It's repeated patterns. So if you are there in your mind thinking, you know, like I could help them. If I just told them that they are this and they're that, they don't hear it. They're not going to change. They are stuck in this way of thinking. On some level, they know that there is something not 100% right with them. But you know what? They're never going to tell you that. They're never going to admit that because that is shameful for them. That again admits that they have vulnerabilities. And they're never going to show their vulnerabilities to you. They're not going to do that. Okay, because that makes them feel insignificant. And that is one thing that they cannot feel is insignificant, invisible. They want people to see them. They want to get validation. So they need to be able to mirror people and, you know, tell these lies about themselves. So you see, the journey really is about you moving forward from this. This isn't about saving them. And once you save them, you can save yourself. It's about you. The journey is about you. This is the thing that the narcissist can't do, but you can. And once you understand this, once you realize how important you are and how important this journey is for you, and the significance of why this person was in your life, these relationships are meant to be challenging. These relationships are not built to last. You can't save it, you can't change it. This was always going to be the outcome. So it's really about understanding that and knowing that you can move forward from this. So if you are someone who is going through this, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box below. I also have a mentorship and a journal club. If you're interested in joining, please see the description box below. I have also started a brand new Discord server, which is very supportive. You know, there's people in there all the time. You want to chat to like-minded people. Please see the description box below if you would like to join. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.